Hey guys, this is Mr. A. Crizzy here, and welcome back to another Peanuts Charlie Brown Holiday Special review. Yes, so this is gonna be another Charlie Brown TV special review. Whereas since it's December and we only got 5 more days left till Christmas this Saturday, I felt like reviewing this Charlie Brown TV special since it's definitely one of my all-time favorite Christmas specials, one of my favorite animated Christmas specials, and it was also a Christmas special from my childhood as well. And of course it's the one we all know the most. And I think this is also the first Charlie Brown special ever made, I think, if I got that right, I think. Yeah, I think so. So this is going to be a special review on A Charlie Brown Christmas. So you can see I have a Charlie Brown Christmas on DVD, and it's also the Paramount version. And the bonus feature, it includes another Christmas special, which I think it's like a sequel to the special called It's Christmas Time Again, Charlie Brown. But for this review, I'm going to review the original Charlie Brown Christmas special. Here's the disc. Yeah, so A Charlie Brown Christmas is about all the Peanuts gang as they're getting ready to celebrate Christmas, and despite the Christmas season, Charlie Brown is still depressed, of course, like his depression problems. So on the way, Charlie Brown visits Lucy's psychiatric booth and discusses his problem, and Lucy, of course, Lucy suggests that Charlie Brown should be the director of a Christmas play. And of course he accepts, and then when Charlie Brown gets to the auditorium to direct the play, like he basically everyone's just practicing their lines and their movements and what their characters are going to be. But then of course, Sally, on the other hand, but before we get to that part, Sally wants Charlie Brown to write a letter to Santa Claus, and then once we get to the auditorium play scenes, so Charlie Brown just basically tries his best to direct the play, but no matter how hard Charlie Brown tries to get everyone to obey his directions, They just kept fooling around. They just playing the Peanuts, Charlie Brown, Linus, and Lucy theme song. But then no matter how hard Charlie Brown tries to do it, then they just kept fooling around and they just kept goofing off. And Charlie Brown couldn't stand it anymore. And then when he was fed up, he angrily threw down his megaphone and then a moment later, he decides to go pick out a Christmas tree with Linus. And so when Linus and Charlie Brown go pick out a Christmas tree, only one little tree got Charlie Brown's eye, which is like some sort of teeny, a little small kind of tree. And at first, Linus wasn't really sure about the tree, but then Charlie Brown really wants it anyway. So yeah, But then once they get back to the auditorium, everyone was disappointed by the tree Charlie Brown got, and that he was supposed to get a good tree. But then, and then of course, and Charlie Brown doesn't really know the meaning of Christmas. So Linus gets up on stage, of course, he enters the stage and discusses what Christmas is all about, and then after hearing Linus discussing the true meaning of Christmas, Charlie Brown picks up the tree and leaves the auditorium with everyone following. And then Charlie Brown looks up into the stars and thought about what Linus had said. And then of course he won't let commercialism ruin his own Christmas, and that he'll take the tree home and decorate it, and he'll show the others that it will work in the play, really. But then Charlie Brown stops at Snoopy's doghouse, and he was shocked to see that Snoopy had won the contest. And then Charlie Brown borrowed one of Snoopy's ornaments for the little tree. But then the ornament's weight causes the tree to bend over, and with Charlie Brown saying that he killed it. And then in despair, he says everything I touch gets ruined. And then he walks up, he leaves in despair. And then Charlie Brown had just left when the rest of the gang arrived, and then they saw the little tree and decided to help fix it up. And of course the Peanuts gang, they also take everything off Snoopy's doghouse and decorate the tree to make it look better. And then they begin to hum A Christmas Carol, like, you know, Herald Angels Sing. And then Charlie Brown overheard them and came back asking, what's going on here? And then the special ends with everyone shouting, Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown. And then the song continues, and there you have it. So yeah, what do I think of it? Honestly, guys, I'm sure you guys already know what are my thoughts on Charlie Brown Christmas, because of course I really love Charlie Brown Christmas. It's definitely a classic animated Christmas special. It's a classic special, one of the best Christmas specials of all time. And of course the animation at the time, the animation's great as always, because it's Peanuts, Charlie Brown, and the Christmas music soundtrack. It's really good too. And yeah, like I remember first getting this DVD a long time ago. Like, yeah, I remember when I first got this DVD like a long time ago when I was little, and it's also pretty cool that I still have it. But plus, to be honest, here the disc, like if you look closely at the disc here for Charlie Brown Christmas, it's clearly scratched a little bit. I mean, it's clearly scratched, but I don't really care. I mean, maybe one of these days I might upgrade this DVD to the Warner Brothers version, or I don't know. But even this Christmas special also used to air on CBS when it first came out in 1965. And then from 2001 to 2019, this special aired on ABC. But then ever since last year in 2020, this special has been airing on Apple TV Plus as well as PBS. And speaking of PBS, PBS recently aired the special last night, which is pretty cool. So yeah, and of course, it's got great voice acting too. Like, all the kids in the special, they did a great job with the voice acting. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can say. So overall, A Charlie Brown Christmas is a classic Christmas special. And I'm going to give A Charlie Brown Christmas 5 out of 5 stars. So there you have it, guys. That's going to be it for my Christmas special review on A Charlie Brown Christmas. And that's going to be it for this video, so make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, this is Mr. A. Crizzy saying, goodbye everybody, and that's about it.